everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. So today I am gonna be talking about this situation with Nick. Is it Lupita Nyong'o and the breakup that she's going through? Don't mind me if you hear me sneezing. I'm actually ill. I'm not really feeling fine today. I'm sick. Yep. But I am managing to do this because I feel like this topic is important for my channel, and I need to talk about this particular topic because it's the fact that there was a guy called, is it Salty Ed or something, so that decided he was gonna come out and give his unwanted opinion about this particular breakup that Lupita was going through. And he said something as in, oh, Lupita is in her 40s, and what if the boyfriend cheats? So what if he cheats? She doesn't have to leave him. I mean, she's 40 years old. This is the thing I want you ladies to understand. It's not the fact that Lupita is 40, it's the action that she took, is the what she shows that piss off this man, is the action that she took, because they expect that, you know, if a woman is in her 40s, she should not be having any more options. And the fact that she feels like she has options still. And this is the thing, I've never seen this in any, community or in any ethnicity, other than, I feel like it's mostly in the US that you feel like I see people thinking if you reach the age of 40, you should just stay alone, especially if you're a woman. I'm personally, I've never experienced it. I've had aunts, they got married at the age of 50, and they got married very, very late. I've had people in my life that, women in particular, that got married very, very late. Nothing in Pacific. Some of them, they were divorcee. They decided to divorce their husband for particular reasons that of their own. But it was so funny to see this guy come out and be like, she's 40. And I'm like, I've known somebody that is around 70 years and she just getting married. She's old. Everybody was like, okay, she's really, really old. But she was like, yeah, I'm still getting married. Family, everybody still went to that marriage. And I'm like, is there a certain limit to women's age when it comes to relationship or actually breaking up? Okay, so because whatever he did, because she did not tell us what he did exactly, but I have two objective about this. I have two opinion: either he cheated or he stole her money, one of them. But that's this allegedly. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what I'm thinking in my own head. I feel like it's either the money or cheating. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna bring up this video over here of them seeing her on some people are calling it a date. I hope to God it's not a date. I hope to God it's not a date.
After fans spotted her at a Janelle Monáe concert. Lupita Nyong'o has announced that she is split with her longtime boyfriend after fans spotted her at a Janelle Monáe concert this week with Joshua Jackson. In a lengthy Instagram post, Lupita explained that she is no longer with her boyfriend due to deception. On Instagram, she wrote, "At this moment, it is necessary for me to share a personal truth and publicly disassociate myself from someone I can no longer trust." She goes on to say, "I find myself in a season of heartbreak because of a love suddenly and devastatingly extinguished by deception." She is such an actress. Like, only an actress can announce a breakup in this dramatic way. I love it. The statement came after Lupita Nyong'o was spotted with Joshua Jackson at the Janelle Monáe.
Okay, the thing with this Joshua Jackson, I hope they're just friends. I hope this is just them going to watch a movie together, because I know I'm not shipping these two together. I'm not, because this is the same guy that went on a live TV show and talked about his ex-wife engaging him, putting the ring on him, like as if she forced him to marry. She forced him to marry her. Like, no. See, I'm somebody that I like to learn my lesson once and I don't like to repeat it again. I hope the two of them are not dating, because I don't want to hear another black woman trying to force him to marry him, force him to marry her. I don't want to hear that. The first story already is an embarrassment with the ex-wife, because we know they're going through a divorce right now, and all this man did was literally embarrass her in public, in the public eye, throughout their relationship. The fact that he cheated on her, you know, is it after they were engaged, and she saw him exactly when they had their, even within the marriage, before they got married, even after he got engaged, because she was the one doing the engaging. And I'm like, he sounded like he was telling people that she's forcing him to marry her. So I'm just hoping that these two, I'm not shipping these two. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, they went out on a date. No, no, I don't want to hear another. She made me marry her. She made me marry her. I don't want to hear it. I hope this is just friendship, and we're gonna leave it at there.
Concert this week. Now, seemingly, it appeared that the two were with a group of friends at the concert. It wasn't just like a one-on-one situation. But fans were still speculating that maybe Joshua Jackson had moved on to Lupita Nyong'o. Because if you remember, Joshua Jackson is currently getting a divorce from Jodie Turner-Smith. What do we think? Were Joshua Jackson and Lupita Nyong'o just having a friendly night out? Or is this a new celebrity couple on our hands?
I hope for our sake not, because I don't want to hear another embarrassing story about she wanted the relationship and this, because it seems like this man do not know how to shut up. And anytime he goes on a show, he talked about his wife, making it impossible for him to leave her. So I now this is absolutely. I hope this is just friendship. Let's praise this, and it's just friendship. Now I'm gonna go to this other video over here, and we are going to see a lot of things that people were writing in the commentary section, because this lady had a lot of the comments in her video, so that's why I'm bringing it up in here.
Had broken up. Let's talk about it. Lupita went to her Instagram and she made a post that was in several block pages. So I'm reading it from Pop Crave that was on the Twitter. So let's talk about her calling it quits with her boyfriend Salima Masakela. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sure someone will jump in the comments and correct me. Okay, this is what she says. There are much more important things going on in the world right now, and my thoughts are with those who are deeply suffering. At this moment, it is necessary for me to share a personal truth and publicly disassociate myself from someone I can no longer trust. I find myself in a season of heartbreak because of love suddenly and devastatingly extinguished by deception. I am tempted to run into the shadows and hide, only to return to the light when I have regained my strength. Enough for me to say, whatever my life is better this way. But I am reminded that the magnitude of the pain I am feeling is equal to the measure of my capacity to love. And so I am choosing to face the pain, cultivating the courage to meet my life exactly as it is, and trusting that this too shall pass. The promise, they say, is that a tender heart is what gives birth to fearlessness. I hope it's true. I share this to keep it one, and hoping that the knowledge of my experience might be useful to someone else out there experiencing the grip of heartbreak, who is poised to try and escape from the pain and miss out on the wisdom that comes from it. Let's face our pain so we don't spread it. All right, so let's face our pain so we don't spread it. That is bars. But this is who she broke up with. He is a very unfortunate looking fella. Okay, so this is them dressed up, and he's still very unfortunate looking. And yes, I know that I am being petty at this particular juncture in my life.
I saw on Twitter somebody writing maybe she can find a good looking man. You should have seen the reply that the lady got. I'm like, hey, I remember when somebody said Lupita wasn't that pretty. Now, when we talk about, the funny thing is that men can dish it, but they can't take it. When a woman says something about a man's look, all of a sudden we want to talk about, if somebody said that to you, and I'm like, when somebody was out here talking about Lupita's looks, even though she is very pretty, I didn't see the same energy. I didn't see it. So let's continue.
I lean into the pettiness at times, but the fact of the way that she worded things, that he was being deceptive. I don't know if he cheated, if he stole money, if he just, I don't know what he did. She didn't go into details, but he had a lack of integrity. And he, so, yes, I'm being petty because, sorry, just sorry, I'm being petty. So this dude, the instigator, said, meet Salima Masekela, son to the late, great Hugh Masekela, who turned Lupita into a motivational speaker. So he's like kind of making fun of the fact that she wrote that long essay in regards to their breakup. So apparently, Daddy Masekela is somebody important. I don't know. Please be aware that I'm not aware of all of South African history and how to pronounce things. So let's see how the Twitter was reacting. So this woman says, we ain't reading all that, but at least now she can date better looking men. And then Hurricane Hitman says, if we start with this look shaming, you'd resort to misogyny calling. Well, his version of misogyny calling. Tread lightly, ma'am. And then this next person pointed out how badly this person spelled misogyny. So this person responded with another celebrity breakup and posted this video of this person clicking down the number of celebrity breakups. So this person said, what did he do to this queen? And Jaden said he either cheated or took her money just based on the stats and how the message is worded. Exactly. That's what I took from it. And then Arima said he fumbled. So apparently this dude Salima was sitting behind Lupita on an airplane. So he tweeted this back in 2016. He says, hypothetically speaking, of course, let's say you're seated behind Lupita Nyongo on an airplane. What would be your opening line? So he did this back in 2016. He was a fan. He had her, and then he fumbled. And I don't know if they just went public back in December 2022, because that is when officially they became a couple. I don't know if that's when they went official and they've been a couple leading up into that point. But how do you fumble so bad? And that's something that we need to discuss. How do these people fumble this badly for the folks that they actually pursue?
Now I'm gonna say this. How do they fumble so bad? Because first of all, they were not in your level. That man was not in Lupita's level. She downgraded when she dated him. He is not so famous that anybody knows him. I don't know who that man is. If I see him on the street, I wouldn't know who he is. Let's just call it out loud. Let's say the truth. The reason why he fumbled the bag was because he did not deserve the bag in the first place. He did not deserve her in the first place. He is not on her level. She literally dated down. She looked at this man and she's like, okay, I know they say he's a TV talk host in South Africa or something. So, but nobody knows you, sir. Nobody knows you. I don't know him. Nobody around the world knows him. The only reason why we are hearing about this guy is because he dated Lupita. The only reason we know about this guy is because of Lupita. Other than her, nobody would give a rat ass about him. Let's just call it what it is. And she dated down instead of her looking for somebody that is doing well more than her. Even if it's not in the entertainment industry, there are other people out here that have their own companies and they're doing very, very well, even better financially than her. She could have looked for some of those guys that are doing very, very well, that can actually value her for what she is. But no, she decided she was gonna go date down. And that is exactly why we are here, because when somebody's just dating you to step up their game, the feelings are not really there. They are not really gonna care like that. They're really not gonna care like that. Now I'm gonna bring up this video over here of this guy. Of she also talking about this other guy. She read the video, the letter, by the way, of this guy talking nonsense out of his mouth, talking about Lupita being old. She's 40 years old. Oh my God, why is she leaving the guy? Because he cheated on her. And I'm like, why won't she leave? The thing is, the truth is, it's not the fact that she left, it's what she's leaving behind. It's the fact that, other women out here are going to look at that. It's the symbolism of what she just did. How living that relationship is hurting them. And the fact that he's talking about, oh, even if he's cheated. And that's the first thing he came up with. Or even if he cheated. We don't even know if he cheated because Lupita didn't actually specify that he cheated. So we don't know what he actually did. But, it's just hurting them because these younger women that are coming up are going to have standards for themselves. It's like a video I'm going to be doing later on of a lady going on a date. We're going to do that particular video later. But it was about a lady having self-worth for herself. Now, let me bring up this video over here.
Time with the fact that this 40-some-odd-year-old woman. It's so strange that the emotionals are having such a hard time with the fact that this 40-some-odd-year-old woman has left a cheater. I'm unclear why they even care. They let us know daily that being 40 means that you have no value. So why would anyone care that a 40-year-old woman left? I don't.
The truth is, they care. Because for some of these men, when you turn 40, you should just be sitting around and hoping that they look your way. And, when the other women don't want them, when the 20s, women in their 20s don't want them, women in their 30s, especially, although they talk mad shit about women in their 30s, they still know, no, women in their 30s still have a lot of power. They're still going to make their decision. So when you reach 40s, when you get to that 40, they expect you to humble yourself and sit down when every other woman doesn't want them. The women in their 20s don't want them. The women in their 30s don't want them. You should be happy when they come to you and be like, oh, you finally came. Like a retirement center. Yeah. Like they can just come and say, okay, you know what, since the others didn't want me, I should just, come and pick one for managing. They feel like you should not have any value for yourself, but you should sit around and expect that whenever they come to pick you, you should feel fortunate enough that they picked you. And when there are no women that are behaving this way, this is the funny thing. When there are women out here saying, no, I'm not going to be treated that way. I'm not going to, do what you expect me to do and sit down and cry and wait for you to go find all the women. And when all the women don't want you in this particular age that you really prefer, when the women in the age that you prefer don't want you, you can now come to me and I should be happy about it. No, I have self-respect, self-esteem, and I love myself, so I will not be dealing with that, and I will not be dealing with you either. So the thing that pissed them off is there is no woman even from the age of 19, 20s, 30s, and now 40s and over. A lot of women are not wanting to put up with them. So it's like wherever they look, there is no woman. Now they're gonna have to they're gonna have to impress every woman of all ages. And some of them do not want to do that.
I don't know. But let's get into this post from this man, Shadiah Knight. Lupita Nyongo, in her 40s, walking away from her relationship because her man cheated is peak female delusion. Of course, the sisterhood will support such stupidity with rhetoric. You deserve better, queen. As if there's any high-value man out there waiting to pick up a 40-year-old woman. This is the problem today. This is the problem. Many women actually convince themselves of walking away from their relationships instead of actually working on resolving issues because they think the grass is greener out there. I don't know why we have to work on the issues of a person that doesn't have integrity. Why we have to work on it. Reminds me of Black Coffee's wife, Inele Mbale. She walked out on her marriage because he cheated. She convinced herself she deserved better. Now she's a side chick to a married man. It's sad how they all end up on the same trajectory of self-destruction. Modern women truly lack the understanding of how a man behaves, something their mothers and grandmothers understood very well. Men are polygamy.
Okay, first of all, their grandmothers and foremothers or whatever he's talking absolute nonsense. Let's not forget a lot of those times, a lot of women did not have rights. They were under men rulership. They did not have the opportunity to get their education or the opportunity to make money for themselves. So they had to put up with that. What is talking about women not learning what their foremothers or the grandmothers did, how to learn how to take care of a man or to be with a man, that is absolutely stupidity. Because what it's trying to say is, yeah, your grandmother might have been going through rough time and your granddaddy probably cheated on her and, probably emotionally and physically perhaps abused her. But you know what, she stayed there because she knew how to keep a man. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. And the fact that maybe your great grandmother or your grandmother did not have the opportunity to provide for herself, probably the reason why she stayed in that marriage for that long while he was cheating. And let me just say this for men that are coming out, oh, polygamy is a man's way. No, it's not. If a man can be polygamous, so can a woman. And in fact, to be sincere, I prefer a woman being polygamous because she can literally control herself and control how many kids come. But for men, if they become polygamous, everybody getting pregnant. They're knocking up everybody. That's why I prefer if a woman is polygamous, because at least the childbearing is controlled. For the men, in the other hand, everybody getting pregnant, too many kids. And this is the thing. I'm going to also talk about women marrying down later on or getting pregnant by povos later. Poverty man, and calling it true love. Love is blind. And I'm over here being like, love is not that blind. Because if you're dating or in a relationship with a guy that don't have nothing, let me tell you what you're doing. And you decide to have a child, you bringing that child into poverty. You bringing that child into, child abuse. Because let me tell you what is going to happen. People are going to literally take advantage of that child, especially if it's a girl, especially the fact that they know that the parents don't have money. That child might go out and start selling his or herself to all these adults that are out here. So you going and creating a family, a child with a brokey is not gonna help. That is not love is blind. You're doing a very, very dangerous thing. You are doing your children injustice. So I don't know when men are going to understand this. Polygamy is a man's thing. No, it's not. It's a human thing. If a woman want to be polygamous, see, let me tell you something. I saw a woman, a Nigerian woman, last time. She has 2 husbands. Yes, and I was like, yeah, girl. One of the husbands was making a video on TikTok showing how he cooks for the wife and the other husband. And let me tell you something. I was congratulating her. I said, yep, I'm with you for this. And she was talking about they both go to work and they both bring money back home. And people in the comments were like, oh, woman marrying 2 husbands. I'm like, I'm all for it. If men are out here marrying 10 wives, I don't see a reason why a woman can't marry 100 husbands. Now let's continue. Yeah, I think I'm getting in my feelings over here.
Polygamous by nature. A man cheating at most has nothing to do with his woman. It doesn't mean she lacks something or he doesn't love her anymore. It's simply the natural urge biologically embedded in them to seek variety, the urge to satisfy his libido. And the only thing that can stop a man cheating is cutting off his manhood. Other than that, he will cheat at one point or another. And there's the need to understand that men and women are not the same. There are biological differences. It is foolish to hold men to the same standards of fidelity women are held to. For a woman, fidelity is being sexually exclusive to one man.
And this is the funny thing. This is a man telling women how women should feel. He's like, oh, for men can go and be, unfaithful. And that is just the nature of men. But women, I'm a man, but I know how you're supposed to feel as a woman. As a woman, I'm going to tell you that infidelity is not in your nature. What told you, sir? What told you that women cannot, cheat? There are some women out here having kids by another man and their husbands don't know. Who told you? Who told you that infidelity is not in a woman's nature too? oh, infidelity is only in the male's nature. I'm like, I don't know what kind of Kool-Aid you drinking, what you are on, because you're talking nonsense. Both men and women can cheat. So let's stop playing.
Whilst for a man, it's something totally different. A man's fidelity is being able to provide the 4 P's: provision, protection, proper solutions, and penetration to his woman. Leaving a man because he slept with another woman is foolish. Learn or perish. These 2. Unfortunately, I guess she is going to perish. These reckless peen people are bringing things home, these little bugs home. Some may be incurable. Some may be in the form of other children. So yes, women can choose to learn or perish. And by perish, if that means opting out and being single and getting that dog and getting that cat and going to girls' brunches and going on girls' trips, then so be it. But let's check out some of these comments. This woman said, I'd rather perish, my dear. I'm so glad that women globally are saying these same things. I guess men have been triggered under her post because she's like, men under this comment, and does the laugh emojis. And then someone says, triggered by the truth. How dare we not rather deal with dust? I love that we have this collective language of, get someone else to do it. Before we go any further, I want to show y'all what Salima was looking like before he got with Lupita. This is Salima right here. This is when they were calling him Sal Masakela, because this is when he was working at ESPN, looking just as unfortunate as he want to look. Let's bring it a little bit closer. Hold on, y'all. Sal Masakela, more Sal Masakela, and another one. So now that Lupita has polished up his image a little bit, he can go back and chase the woman he probably really wants, which is a woman that has far less melanin than Lupita has. Okay, now let's get back into some of these comments on the Twitter. So remember, the men's of Twitter were downplaying infidelity. It's nothing. It's nothing. So Kim Possible says, you say that until he brings home a gift, you can't give back. Stop your nonsense. This way of thinking is why some places, wives and women in long-term relationships have a higher burden of HIV. Secondly, think about your trust and how it's key to your peace of mind. These men are not understanding that women are choosing peace over a reckless peen dude. It's just where we are, and we're loudly saying it, and they keep coming back with, see, y'all gonna be single. Y'all gonna be single. And then we're like, cool, at least I have peace of mind. This person says, hilarious. I didn't get eaten up by the streets and vomited out after I divorced a cheater. I just found and married a man who's actually faithful. Not all men are cheating, disease-spreading canines. Why get married if you know you cannot stay faithful to one woman? Good question. Dude literally trying to speak for every man in the world, literally projecting himself onto others. Rather the streets than HIV or AIDS or any other STD. It's a major problem in the community, especially amongst that specific age group. 40-year-old woman like her, only women who are failures and simps would accommodate her. Better sort things out. Lupita still has options. He can opt to search for a 23, 24-year-old pretty young girl and settle for good. 40-year-old woman who is not married is a failure.
It's the fact that they always want to put their unaccomplishment on women that even babbles me. 40 years woman that is not married is a failure. And what happens if it's a 40-year-old man that is not married? Is that not a failure too? But they'd be like, no, but he can go find himself a 20-year-old lady, girl I'm married to a 20-year-old. This is the stupidity that some men have going on in their head. You're talking about the 20-year-old girl that you want to go date as if it's a prize. As if a woman cannot, wake up one day. I've seen women that are married to very, very young men, especially women that go to Africa from Europe over here for vacation. They're going over there and they're picking up very young starts in their 20s. And this is the thing. They've been talking about all of this as if it's an accomplishment, and it's not an accomplishment. It's not an accomplishment if you cannot find somebody that you can actually have the same level of understanding with. It's just crazy. It also shows the immaturity of some of these people.
So this is where we are. They really want us to feel bad about getting older, living long. Like, are we supposed to apologize or feel bad about getting older? I don't know. But you guys go ahead, jump in the comments. I just want to share a little bit more from the Twitter and some more of the pictures that I came across. Y'all let me know what you think. Like, comment, share.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much for sticking with me for this long. Yes, I'm still not feeling fine, as you can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it from my voice, because, yeah, I'm definitely still sick, not feeling fine. Now, I hope that you guys enjoyed this particular podcast. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.